Two gold teeth and cold cash money. The guys are on the strap. They tend to act funny. Welcome to another episode of You Can't Handle the Tooth. This is Dr. J, the real floss boss, coming at you with another episode. Very excited to be here today. We've got a topic that I get asked about all the time, several times a week, because we do see families and they have kids and they ask about sealants. And what happens a lot of times is patients will come in, they'll bring their 6-year-old, their 8-year-old, their 10-year-old, and there will be part of a sealant still there. And I'll tell the parents, hey, you know, one of these sealants has come out, and the parents are like, I don't know why I spent money on those sealants. Or they'll have a cavity and they'll say, I spent money on sealants. So first of all, what are sealants? Most of the time, most people have deep grooves in their teeth, particularly the molars where they're doing a lot of chewing. And we love Oreos, don't we love Oreos? We love Cheetos, don't we? It's not the good stuff, it's not broccoli or carrots, always the bad stuff that gets stuck in those deep grooves. In dentistry, we call it deep anatomy. So every tooth has a special type of anatomy. Generally, it's the same, but each person, it's a little bit different. Sometimes they're very deep. Cheetos get stuck in there, Oreos get stuck in there, and I'm not kidding. Brush, 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 brush. Take a look, still in there, okay? So these things get stuck in those deep grooves, and that is part of the reason that you would get cavities on the biting surface of your teeth. What can you do to prevent that? You can take the deep groove and you can level it out so that it's a flatter, slicker, more cleansable, easily cleansable surface so that Cheetos and Doritos and Oreos, all the things that end in O's, all the O's, don't get stuck in your teeth and cause cavities. So how would you take a deep groove and level it out or even it out? First of all, the hygienist, the dentist can look in there, make sure that doesn't have a cavity, and then you would clean the area of the deep part of the tooth. You'd clean it really good, and you basically put a very shallow, small, flowable type filling material that just melts into that groove, and then you cure it super hard. And now they chew fine, and those Cheetos, if you can't get it all out, you can at least get it out when you're brushing, and so it makes it very, very clean. Now, the problem is that every once in a while, as your child or you begin to chew on stuff, things will break. Maybe it's ice, maybe it's peanuts or almonds, but we eat hard stuff sometimes. It's, they're enjoyable to eat. And that can wear down, wear out, chip out, or fracture these sealants, which are basically very shallow fillings. That's all they are, very shallow fillings. So as the sealant comes out or chips out, believe me, it leaves a jagged edge or an undercut, which is even worse. So you keep eating your Oreos and the stuff gets just stuck under there. And so it's important to maintain them. Some people think that sealants are going to last forever. Like once you do sealants, you'll never get tooth decay. And that is false. Okay? Not true. Fake news. You can still get cavities if you get sealants. But in the most common area where kids get cavities, that area will be more resistant to tooth decay. That's the best way to describe it. Not decay free or eternally resistant, but more resistant is the best way that I can phrase it. So, do sealants break? Yes. Can they be resealed? Yes. Do all sealants prevent tooth decay or increase the resistance to tooth decay? Yes. However, sometimes a sealant is, in fact, a lot of times, sealants are put over the top of microscopic tooth decay. That's a problem. So you really need to make sure there is no decay in the tooth, in those grooves, prior to putting the sealant on top. If you put the sealant on top of very microscopic tooth decay is going to keep growing. Come in 6 months, 18 months, 2 years, and you're like, you have got a cavity underneath this sealant. And I'm not saying that it's the fault of the dentist. It's just, when it's microscopic, it's very hard to see. And so you got to be skeptical and make sure you're asking, hey, there's no cavity there. You're going to seal it up real good, and the dentist, have them double check, say, yep, no cavities, we're going to put sealants on top. And the reason is because people will come in, they have sealants done, and then I see the darkness starting up underneath, creeping up underneath the sealant, and I know that we've got to remove the sealant, remove the decay, and now we've got a filling to do. Okay. The other thing it can do is as you chew ice, as you grind your teeth, you may not be chewing anything, but you can chew out a sealant, just like you can chew out a filling, just like you can chip porcelain or wear porcelain away. Sealants will do the same thing. So if you're grinding on your teeth, chewing ice, brittle things, suckers, gosh, we like a whole bunch of crunchy stuff. Jolly Ranchers, as you're chewing stuff like that, you can definitely chip and fracture sealants, causing them to have to be resealed. If the dentist doesn't detect early enough because the patient's not going in, or the fracture is too small, but if you don't detect the fracture or the chip early enough and reseal the tooth, you're going to get tooth decay, or you're going to be prone for tooth decay. That's a better way of saying it, okay? So, are sealants good? 100% yes, absolutely good. Do they prevent tooth decay 100%? Absolutely not. Just keep that in mind. Will they help? Should you get them? Absolutely. I would do it. I've done it for my kids. And so I recommend sealants for sure. Just be aware of the risks, the life expectancy, and make sure you're keeping an eye on them. Make sure your dentist and hygienist keep looking at them when they go in for their 6-month cleanings. 100%. I support and endorse getting sealants. Make sure they're done properly. Make sure they're checked on regularly. If they need a touch-up, don't be frustrated. Be grateful that you found it early enough and you can spend a little bit of money on a sealant rather than it getting worse and then spending literally 4 times the amount on a filling, because sealants are usually $30 to $50 per tooth, somewhere in there, and fillings can be $200 to $300. Okay, so yes, get the sealants, make sure they're cleaned out really good, and you will find yourself with fewer cavities in your life. The other reason, I want to mention one more thing, the other reason that sealants don't prevent tooth decay is because you can still get cavities on areas where the sealant isn't. So a sealant doesn't cover the entire tooth. Most of the time it covers the biting surface and then maybe the inside a little and the outside a little, but between those teeth, you gotta floss. You gotta get that area clean. Sealant doesn't touch that area. So if you're not doing a good job of cleaning between your teeth, you're still gonna get filling cavities there. So I'll tell the parents, hey, your child's got some cavities between the teeth, and they'll say, I don't understand. They got sealants. And now you know why. Because the sealant does not cover the areas in between the teeth. It does not take the place of flossing. So make sure you're doing that at least once a day. If you're doing it once a day, heck, if you're doing it 5 times a week, you're light years ahead of most Americans. So keep up the good work. So that is the Floss Boss video on sealants. I do hope you find it valuable. Please comment below. Please follow and share with your friends because it's good information. And if you have any other suggestions of topics you want me to cover, I'm more than happy to do it, and I look forward to sharing this information with you guys. So this is Dr. J, the Real Floss Boss, signing off, and we will see you next time. Ciao. So 100... is a girl that wants you to see her name, her game, and her ability. Bluetooth from my Amazon. Tap. She's got Gazelli and a bee-bag too. Fly girl. Good? Doesn't make too much of a shadow on mine.
No. It's all...
girl, but that's okay. Your painted on jeans make you fresh anyway.
Connected to Bluetooth.
Thank you. You wear much gold like it ain't no thing, and you got a name chain and a name and ring.
That's so creepy.
Your father is a doctor, a lawyer, or a king. Girl, take me in your car, let's go for a swing.
Okay, we're going.
It's rolling?
Yep.
All right. One day you're gonna be at the top of the world, and I'm gonna be on your back, fly girl.
Oh my gosh.
This whole song, this is the best song ever.